Marjory Wildcraft from the Grow Network, back with you and with Lynn Gillespie from the Living Farm. And this is Adventures in High Performance Gardening, and it really
it's going to be an adventure.
So Lynn and I have been talking. We
Yep.
like, there are deer track, all kinds of creatures. I'm not that far from the river, like
Yeah,
me.
you're going to have skunks and raccoons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw their tracks, and yeah. So we're gonna have wildlife here.
Yeah.
That means, and they like my food just as much as I do.
Or more.
And we were having this conversation. I have to say, I dug deep into my soul, and it seems to me, for most predator protection, you have two options.
Mm-hmm.
And the best option, in my humble opinion, is to get two dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to get like medium small dogs that are big enough to run off deer and to deal with a raccoon. But you know, I don't want big dogs, because people don't realize that you really do need to feed them.
Oh my gosh, so much.
They eat a lot,
Yeah.
and I am not a believer, like canned dog food and the crap dog food that's out there. You know, that's just terrible. I wouldn't do that to my dogs. So feeding them really is a significant cost. But for me, more of it was the time. People also think, you know, you can just dump some dogs out there and they're going to automatically know what to do. But no, dogs really need,
Yeah, all that training.
you really have to work with them if
Yeah.
you want them to be good dogs, right? I mean, and the other thing is you really need two, right? If you get one dog, then it's bonded to you, and
Yep.
that's its pack.
It wants to be in the house,
And
not guarding the garden.
Right. And then we got to build this system. For me, I travel at least 1 week a month, if not two, back and forth to Texas. And
Yeah.
yeah, the dogs, dogs really get anxious. Your animals get really anxious when you're gone, especially if you're the only creature they're bonded to. So if there's two of them, they do a lot better.
Yeah.
So I'm not up for two dogs, so I got my electric dogs. I got electric dogs, which is the opposite, is the second alternative, right?
So you voted for electric fencing.
I voted for electric fencing.
Fencing is a great way to protect the garden.
Yeah.
I recommend that to everybody. Just enclose it somehow. For us, it's the chickens, and yesterday it was the turkey. The turkey came in the greenhouse, got up on the bed and started eating the lettuce, and I'm like, I need a fence around my greenhouse.
Turkeys like fresh salad.
Yeah, they came right in the vent, so yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways.
So this yard has a pretty good high perimeter fence everywhere, and then if I
Yes.
close the front driveway fence, I think that'll keep the deer out, because this height of a fence will not stop deer. But this electric fence like this will stop raccoons and possums and
Rabbits. Rabbits are a problem.
They
yeah.
are, yeah. So,
And chickens, if your chickens get out.
That's right,
This
the
will keep,
chicken-
because the chicken, first thing it wants to do is jump up in the bed and dig it up.
yeah, that would be
Yeah,
the first
looking
thing
for
they would do.
worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So-
eating the greens.
Okay, so we got a way to protect the garden.
Yep.
That's excellent, because
covered.
I get a lot of email, people like, this ate my garden, or this ate my garden, and that's just something you have to figure out for your yard, is what's in it and what's it eating. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have this set up by the next time
Great.
we film.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we need to talk about is watering. And I brought for you today
Oh,
a
you're so sweet.
water
You brought me
wand.
a water wand, and it turns out we both were geeking out that we love the same company
Yep.
for water wands and heads. This is a Dram, and it's got this really nice,
It's got the fine water.
got the fine
Yeah.
water thing. And this one is not too hard to clean out. You're gonna get in there.
I will run the hose backwards on it and just run the water the other direction to get
it
the,
out,
the
yeah.
crud out. But I love the water wands for these gardens because the soil is very soft. You don't want like an open hose running on it. It's
Yeah.
it's very hard, and it washes your seeds away. And hopefully we're going to be planting some seeds next week. So we need to be able to water it gently like a rain.
People don't realize that you can actually compact your soil by watering it.
Oh yeah.
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 So yeah, these are great. And then some people even, and I've seen John Jevons do this, he'll, instead of watering this way, he turns it up and has the water go that way. So it's
Oh.
a little bit more of a rain
Interesting.
type situation.
Yeah, I always have mine the other way,
Yeah.
but anyways, you can use that for your garden, and
Thank
that'll
you.
be nice.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
I was going to go get one, but you brought me one. That's so
We're
nice.
on the same page.
We are.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So the big question becomes,
The big question.
we are 5 weeks away from your last frost date for this area, And next week, we will obviously be 4 weeks away from your last frost date. Subtract a week.
Let's see. Addition and subtraction. Can we do that?
So
Yes.
at that point is usually when we start planting the cold weather plants. So we could put in carrots and peas and the broccoli and cabbage, and there's a whole lot of kale. Yeah, there's a whole lot of things that we can put in. So the question becomes, if you want to start 4 weeks ahead of your frost date, we may still get some frost. Are you willing to cover your garden at night if it's going to get cold?
Right. So I would need to cover it at, like, if we know it's going to freeze.
Yeah, if we're at 29 degrees or predicted 29 degrees, then I'll cover the cold weather plants, and the warm weather plants we're still going to wait because we can still drop to 22 degrees in the next 5 weeks. So.
Tick, tock, tick, tock. It's decision time. Yeah. Of course I want to cover. I'm because like, am I going to wait 5 more weeks? No.
That's the problem, being in the high elevation, the mountains. Our temperature, even like today, will fluctuate 40 degrees during the day, and in the summer we're fluctuating almost 50 degrees.
It was crazy. Last week it was snowing in the morning, and then by like now it was all
yeah.
It was t-shirt weather. So
we get that weather's just all over the place here.
But timing is everything everywhere. I don't think people realize how crucial. You just can't grow some things. Timing is really important.
If we were to put in tomatoes today, we would lose them. I mean, maybe a nice day today, but in 2 days it's going to be snowing.
Yeah.
And then people blame their garden. Oh, I can't grow anything. When all we have to do is work on that timing a little bit. So that's really important.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I guess next week what we'll do is we'll set up the covering and show people how to cover that.
Yeah, we'll work on some covering, and I'll bring you some seed.
Okay.
And we can get started.
On that.
There's nothing more exciting than a garden bed that's ready to plant.
Now I got to show y'all something. So Lynn has a flock of sheep, like 100 of them, right? And it's amazing because she knows all of them by name. Oh, that's Sunflower. Oh, that's Missy or Macy. Like all these.
Yeah, they're fun.
She knows the quality of the wool and everything. And so I got invited, my daughter and I, and it's a real honor to go. This time of year is when all the ewes are lambing.
Yes.
And where there's all these little babies getting spit out all over the place.
6 babies yesterday.
Yeah, and it's like just starting to ramp up.
Yep.
So Lynn says, Marjorie, would you like to come and be a part of the lambing? I'm like, oh my God, this is like my midwifing dreams come true. And Lynn says, well, you're going to need, some clothing for lambing because there's going to be...
You're going to get gooey.
Amniotic fluid and blood and, okay, I'm ready. So when you want clothing for lambing, the first thing you do is you head to the thrift store.
Yes.
And Lynn says, be sure to get some good boots.
Some good boots.
So I found the perfect lambing boots right here. Look at that.
Elton John boots. These are Elton John boots.
These are waterproof. And then
the blood would wash right off.
The blood would wash right off. And then my daughter and I signed up for the 8 o'clock to midnight shift. And I won't even need a flashlight.
They're great. Yeah, lamb-loving birthing is quite spectacular to go through that with these sheep.
Well, we have gone through that process with our own children, and it really is.
Yeah.
I really have secretly always wanted to be a midwife. I mean, it's such an amazing moment.
Yeah. Well, it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk to you all next week, and if you have some outrageous gardening clothing, let us know about it. This is Marjorie Wildcraft and Lynn Gillespie, and this is Adventures in High Performance Gardening. God, let's hope this works out.